surge, and then no chance for it to recede. It surges up, the winds continue to push it, push it, push it, no chance for it to come back.
The concern of the track right now is that the storm stays.
We had pretty significant evacuations, and as I pointed out, everything that we projected would happen happened. It wasn't as bad as we said it would be, but it did happen. And the challenge here is we're taking a weather forecast and trying to make good public policy out of it. Well, my policy is only as good as the forecast, and they tell me it's not very good, so I'm trying to do the best I can with a low confidence level.
Given that forecast, it does look like at some point the tides are going to be up, water's going to be high enough at some point, even tonight, possibly, the
Yes.
ferry may not be able to run?
Correct. And that's an important point because the criteria to stop ferry service appears it's going to be met. Hurricane Laura, they suspended service before that criteria was met. So that's a state function. We don't control that. And we're just at their mercy. When they say enough, then they're done. And I think we got maybe an hour's warning last time.
What condition is 87 in after the last hurricane, and also, forgive me, the state highway that heads out of Pie Island?
The road is not in any worse condition, but the protective dunes are either gone or seriously degraded. So the protection that they would have had for Laura is either, again, gone or it's degraded. It will not offer the kind of protection we had for Laura. There's just no chance to rebuild it that fast. It takes, a significant amount of time to rebuild the dunes.
The evacuation order is voluntary at this
Yes.
time. You were saying that there's not a threat to human life, so who do you think should be the ones who should evacuate?
Anyone who feels like that they cannot survive 3 days, they don't have enough food, they need something, electrical device. We don't anticipate significant changes or significant issues with the power grid, but we can never assure that because, again, we're basing this off of a low confidence forecast who shows 35-mile-an-hour winds to probably be the maximum sustained winds. And they just went through this with another storm, so, lines degrade over time and storms blow them down, and that probably occurred with Laura.
Also, just in case it comes there, Entergy, which does the Bolivar Peninsula,
Right.
has a lot of crews over in Louisiana still.
Yes, but
is that a concern?
they also have the advanced position contract, so they can draw from other places. But you're right, Louisiana, I believe they have the significant portion of southern Louisiana. But I'm sure they could draw on Center Point or Texas, New Mexico, should they be needed here on the peninsula.
San Leon Bay Cliff area, the communities along the Galveston Bay, is there
Similar, that we expect that if it typically floods during a surge event, it's probably going to flood again. And the exact same scenario where the surge is being pushed into the bay and not giving adequate chance to recede.
The other, to bring up a point on I know this is county, but in the city of Galveston called for a voluntary evacuation.
Right.
Have you heard it from any other communities so far?
I'm not aware of any, no. I'm being told no by emergency. No. No. And go.
I'm sorry, Ed. What should people do now? You said if they don't have food, what kind of food do they need? What kind of kit should they prepare?
Should have had your kit made by May the 1st, I'll point that out, but if you haven't, just whatever you're going to need. Again, we fully anticipate this to be no factor on Wednesday. So we're talking about from today until Wednesday, that's your period of might have to survive in your house by yourself for a little while. So just whatever it takes for you to survive for 4 days.
What are some county resources folks may be able to go online to track this, get the latest updates?
National Weather Service, National Hurricane Center, our Office of Emergency Management, gcoem.org, is always going to have up-to-date information. Those are 3 very good, reliable sources in addition to all of the media stations represented here. You're all providing the same accurate information we are.
Right before Hurricane Laura, we went down to the Bolivar Peninsula, and people were putting in a lot of sweat equity to get their homes ready for the storm. Fortunately, it didn't hit that area or damage their homes, but how do you keep people, I don't want to say energized, but taking it seriously, taking the storm seriously to continue to make all those preparations?
We're probably not recommending the need for window coverings because, again, we're maximum winds of 35 miles an hour. So that's probably not a scenario where you need to put up storm windows. So it's kind of up to the individual homeowner. With any storm, make sure you have things off the bottom floor, which is not inhabitable anyway, that you don't want to float away, because there's a significant chance of water rushing through that area, which is exactly what it's meant to do. Anything else? We will likely have another update tomorrow, mostly because of the unpredictability and the constantly changing forecast, and sometimes the changes are dramatic. So we'll do our best to have an update for you no later than tomorrow. Again, expecting hurricane status around 1 p.m. tomorrow afternoon. So, see you guys.
Thank you. See you, Stuart.
That was County Judge Mark Henry. As you've heard, he issued a disaster declaration